I expected that I would come in and I would fulfill my 10 weeks, but I wouldn't come out healed. And I think the biggest blessing was that I felt healing and forgiveness.
Hi, my name is Nancy Bienvenue, and I am the post-abortion Truth for Healing facilitator, and that is called our P.A.T.H program at the CareNet Pregnancy Center. The role that I have is as a facilitator, but I first came to do that as a participant quite a few years ago. So that is my part in this, and I'd like to introduce Crystal Compton, who is my colleague in this. She's a facilitator trainee.
I am Crystal Compton, like she said, and I came to the P.A.T.H as a participant initially because I wanted to be also a facilitator. I saw such a huge need for this program in this community, even just among my peers, co-workers, friends, church members throughout the years. Saw such a huge need, and then I started finding out more about post-abortion statistics and how many people out there are actually suffering from post-abortion stress disorder. And so I thought, this is something I want to get involved with. This is one of the largest unreached people groups that there is, and so I came on board. And to be a facilitator, you first have to be a participant, and so it worked well for me. I needed the Truth for Healing, and it's a very effective program.
I remember talking with you some when we first started the group, and you had shared with us about some struggles you were having about just starting and entering into this group and joining it. So what was going on back then?
Sure, it's a huge struggle to step forward out of that fear and out of that shame and come forward to face your demons. And my demon was both abortions. So coming in, I was very fearful. And I started out on a one-on-one group or one-on-one, and a couple weeks later she introduced me to the group, and the group made such a difference for me because I went through this struggle with other women that were going through the same struggle and finding healing. And it was more than I expected. I expected that I would come in and I would fulfill my 10 weeks, but I wouldn't come out healed. And I think the biggest blessing was that I felt healing and forgiveness.
I heard about it to the same place where she was at, and then I was asked, and I just says, okay. It's just like, it was like God was,
Wow.
This is where I have to go. I mean, because I wasn't one to voice it out like she was at first, and I thought, oh, I'm okay with that. You know, I know where you're coming from, but at the same time, I guess I needed it. And it is very forgiving. Yeah, God's very forgiving.
And I can remember leaving here after one of our sessions. It was the gift, the little red box where God forgave our sins. Yeah. He forgave me. And I walked out of here forgiven. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that I would be moved to the point where I now know that He loves me. And I don't have to hide from Him anymore, because for 20 years I hid from Him because of my shame. I walked away from God before He could walk away from me. And now I'm walking straight into His arms. And I'm so grateful for that short period of time, because 10 weeks is such a short period.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
You think it's going to be forever, don't you?
And you two have been phenomenal in presenting this. I mean, I sat in a group with 6 other women, and there was no judgment. And I felt no judgment from either one of you, and it was just so freeing that I was judging myself so harshly that I wouldn't even consider that someone else could forgive. So when I realized that God forgives, it was a huge moment in my life. And at this point, I'm grateful.
taking that first step towards dealing with your abortion recovery is a scary, scary thing because you don't know what to expect. But what you can expect at P.A.T.H is a safe, confidential place to express all your feelings and a place where God can just help you walk it out, and on the other side you'll find peace and even joy. Post-abortion distress expresses itself in many ways: lingering resentment, regret, secrecy, the list goes on and on. So if you're a woman who's been dealing with these or one of many other symptoms of post-abortion distress, I want you to know there is hope and there is healing, there is help. It's just right around the corner.